Yo, we back at it again, Mr. Divine Star.
And Miss Divine Star.
How to get an apartment with your significant other. So for our very first step is step 0. So before you even look for an apartment, first just have a job or business and have a credit card. And with the credit card, you'll need the credit card for about 3 to 6 months so your credit score can actually show up on a report if someone tries to run your credit.
For me, I got my credit card about like 4 months before we moved in, and that was probably the best idea right there because my credit score was like perfect because there really was no time to fuck it up at all. So I would recommend getting it closest to the date possible before you move in.
Yeah, most definitely. If you don't have your credit card already. If you guys are moving in with your partner and if you guys are just getting a basic 1 bed, 1 bath, you guys should be able to qualify if you guys are both working 40 hours a week. Like, not saying that you guys are able to afford it, but you guys should be able to qualify.
And what also is going to help you a lot is if you have had a consistent income. So let's say you've been working at your job for the past year or past 2 years. This is going to look better for you because you have a consistent income every single month. However, he didn't have that and he was still able to make it work. But it's best that you have at least one partner that has a stable, consistent job. So the first step you want to do is budget with your partner. So for us, we actually sat down and did all the numbers together. First thing you need to do is calculate both of your incomes and add those together. Then separately, you need to calculate all of your expenses for the month. So gas, food, self-care, all those things, you need to calculate that. Add yours together, both of you, and subtract that from your income to see how much you're gonna have left over for rent and savings.
Most definitely. And after all spending for the month, each month you guys should be able to save money after the end of the month. So if you guys find yourself paycheck to paycheck when you're doing these numbers, do not move in. And also another rule of thumb is to have 6 months of emergency savings. And really try to have as much as you can in emergency savings. But just to have 6 months or even 3 months of emergency savings is going to just save you. It's going to save you in the long run.
Because you think you're not going to need that, but I promise you, you are. As soon as we moved in, I found myself in a situation where I needed extra money, so you never want to go without that.
All right, our second step is to make a wish list. So this is going to include things like location, based off of where you work or where you want to work, amenities, parking, and see if there's a washer and dryer or a dishwasher, because when you go and view these places, a lot of the times they don't have all that stuff. And also check out their pet policies and everything. So just make a list to what you want in your apartment, and when you go search for those in the Zillow listings, you'll be able to search through them pretty quick.
And one thing I want to say is parking is not something that a lot of people think about, but it is really important, and that's something that we kind of ran into once we got to this apartment, was realize how bad parking was. And it really is a stress because if you don't have, let's say you have 2 cars and there's not a second spot available, you run the risk of getting parking tickets, which adds up extremely fast.
Yeah, parking tickets, getting towed, etc. All right, and for our third thing is we're going to gather all of our documents. And we're doing this first before the apartment viewings because sometimes your apartment might get taken right after you view the apartment and you didn't get the apartment because you weren't fast enough in submitting your documents. So our documents that we're going to be covering today is 3 to 6 months of bank statements, 3 to 6 months of pay stubs, letter of recommendation, your ID, social security. You need your credit card for the credit check. Or if you can get a cosigner, then you guys are practically in there, if you have a cosigner.
And I would say what to mention about these is you want to convert these into files beforehand, because we actually genuinely ran into this situation where the first apartment that we wanted, like he said, we weren't fast enough because we had to convert all of the physical documents into online files, and it actually takes a long time. So you want to have this ready to go, so as soon as you find your dream apartment, you are guaranteed to get it before anybody else.
Most definitely. Our fourth step is going to be go apartment hunting. So what you want to do is you want to go on Zillow and look at every single apartment listing that there is, and then you're going to look through the pictures and see what you guys like and what you guys don't like. Another thing you guys want to do is drive around each place to get a feel for it before you go and view the apartment. So you guys have to see how the parking is like. Is there crackheads in the neighborhood? How is it around traffic times? So once you guys move in, it won't be any type of surprises. And also schedule all your appointments when you go to view your apartments all for the same day. So you guys can make that decision on which apartment you want in that day.
Yeah, that's definitely something that we probably would have done different if we knew, because we scheduled ours on like all different days, and it just delays the process of getting the apartment. So if you can just schedule them back to back, that's your best bet right there.
Most definitely. Then for the last step is going to be apply. So once you view the apartment that you want, immediately go home and submit all those documents. You should do that within the hour, because the apartments, they do go by quick. Like they'll give them to somebody else really quick. So you guys got to be on top of that. After you guys have applied, just wait 1 to 2 days, and then they'll tell you if you are accepted or not.
Okay, so once you're accepted and they approved everything and you have a date to move in, before you move in, the first thing that you should do that is very important, take a video throughout the entire apartment, like very in depth, in the cabinets, outside the cabinets, all the fixtures, light fixtures, shower, everything. This way, when you guys go to move out, if anything was damaged before you even moved in, you're not going to be paying for that, because one thing is they always want to take that deposit back, but you want that deposit. That's another $1,000 to $2,000 in your account when you move out. So make sure you take an in-depth video before you move anything into that apartment.
Most definitely. And we didn't do this at first because we were so excited, but when we tell you, don't let the excitement get over you. Just you got to remember to still do these core things so you can save yourself money in the long term. But yeah, but other than that, that's how you guys get an apartment.
And that's how we did it.
Yeah, that's how we did it.
We've been here for a couple months now, and everything's been super smooth. So you guys can do it too.
Yeah, exactly. And we moved in when I was 19.
Almost 19.
Almost. I was 18, huh?
Yeah, like a couple days.
Yeah, we were both 18 when we moved in too. So anybody can do it, honestly. And if you guys have a job, both of you guys are working, then there's no reason why you guys shouldn't be able to qualify for an apartment. But the only thing that I would say that will help is if you have a co-signer. So if all three of you guys are on the application, it will be way easier for you guys to get accepted. So if you guys have a parent or uncle that will be willing to co-sign with you guys, then it's like an automatically yes. And another thing is with the credit. So if you two are applying for the application, use the one's credit who's better.
Exactly.
So Sydney's, her credit was a little bit better than mine at the moment, so we used hers for the application.
And another thing is, if you're in the situation where you're self-employed, don't stress out about that too much, because honestly, all they care about is just seeing your income. So for example, I was working a 9 to 5, he was self-employed. They literally did not care at all. As long as they saw that he was bringing in money, that's all they care about. They just want their bills paid. So don't stress out about that too much, but it is definitely beneficial to have one partner that at least has a 9 to 5.
And another thing is, I found this out, if you guys apply for the apartment to a private owner, they might be more lenient with you rather than a big apartment building. Because those apartment buildings are managed by property managers, and they have a system that does everything for them. The private person who will rent to you, they do a whole nother whole nother thing for getting qualified. So it will be easier for you to go with a private person than a big apartment complex. But we got in with the apartment complex.
Last thing is letter of recommendation. I don't believe most places are going to require this, but we both submitted one regardless. This is going to help you a lot because the best way to do that is go to a past or previous employer and have them just list off every positive quality about you. But the most important are going to be that you were on time. This is going to matter because apartments want someone who's going to pay their rent on time and who is just very organized, and also someone that is clean. So at work, like if you're always keeping things clean and tidy, apartment complexes are gonna like to hear that because they want a tenant who is not gonna destroy their property, basically.
Yeah, most definitely. So I think we covered everything pretty much. So just comment down below if there's any specific questions you guys want us to answer about qualifying for an apartment. And yeah, there we go. So that's how you get an apartment, and that's how we did it at 18. And if we can do it, you can do it too.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, most definitely. So the Divine Family is out.
Divine Family. Everyone have a blessed day.
And we're hoping for more prosperity for you guys.
Yes.
All right. God bless you guys and peace out.